Yes, guys, welcome back to the third half pod, episode number 3, where we'll be reviewing game week 4, doing some UCL predictions, and having a little bit of trivia on the way. Here with
Jake?
Michael. What are your guys' thoughts before we get into it about the Real Madrid Sociedad game? Jake?
I'll take this one. I thought we played really, really well, especially with that undeserved Hausen red card in the first half. I thought Mbappe was really good, and I reckon there's early shouts for him to be Ballon d'Or already, which is a bit crazy. But if France win the World Cup, then I think he's basically guaranteed it with how good he's been playing so far. I think like 4 goals and 1 assist in 4 games so far, a goal and assist in this game. Even with the Dean Hausen red card, I thought Xavi Alonso brought on defensive players, and we played really well at the end, especially. And I think we should be definitely a big threat in the Champions League this season. So I think other teams should watch out.
Jake, you're a big La Liga fan. Barca put 6
Didn't see
against
that.
Valencia.
I didn't see that. Wait, who scored?
Lopez with 2, Rafinha with a brace, Lewandowski with a brace.
Well, I'm just happy Lamine ghosted again because he's terrible.
Alright, buddy. Okay, I reckon we should get straight into the Prem games. So the first one this
Wait,
week was...
wait, hold up. Quick, just before that, I want to talk about the Bundesliga chaos.
Ah.
There were 5 red cards this game, which is, I think, it's a record. Yeah, it was unbelievable. I didn't catch any of the games, but yeah, I saw one of my mates who's a Bundesliga fan. Yeah, he was talking about it. He said this game week was really, really chaotic, but Bayern looked really good. So they're also a threat in the Champions League. And we'll get onto the UCL later after our Prem wrap. So,
Yeah.
anything to say?
Like 2 red cards for Bayer Leverkusen, even though they managed to pull through the win with red cards with Robert Andrich and Equi Fernandez. But I thought it was a crazy game week, one to remember. But let's get straight into the game. Arsenal vs Forest. First game for Ange Postecoglou. Not a great one, to be fair. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, a bit disappointed with Ange in his first game, but Arsenal have returned to their winning ways with a dominant 3-0 win at the Emirates at home. This heavy defeat looks like Forest might be in trouble with Ange at the Realm, but I hope that's not what happens. Zubimendi had a brace in this game, and I thought his first goal was really good. That volley might have been probably goal of the week, right, guys?
100%.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
Yeah,
it's up there for goal of the season. Not
goal,
yet, but
none, goal of the month maybe.
yeah, it
it'll
was
be-
it was a very good volley, a very good
it'll
strike.
be a contender. But also in the second half, just as the half started, Eze breaks the offside trap from Forest, and he squares Victor Gyökeres for a tap-in for Arsenal's second. And then after, Gyökeres nearly scored again, but Zubimendi sealed the win with a header in the 79th minute from Trossard's cross, which completed his brace.
Yeah, may I add, concerns for Arsenal in injury-wise is, again, Captain Martin Odegaard limped off in the 18th minute with an injury. So I feel like Arsenal, especially over the past few seasons, injury has definitely been a big force that's stopped them, from contesting the league. Jim, thoughts?
Do you guys think this Ange project will be successful this time? We've seen it at Tottenham. It was successful for the first few games, but it's just fallen off so far. I know it's been a tough game against Arsenal, but wasn't really impressed with the Forest outfit in the game.
Yeah, I hope Forest do well. Obviously, we're Aussies, big Ange fans, but I think Forest wasn't even in a great position to start off with in this season, and there was a bit of uncertainty from Nuno and also Mr. Marinakis.
Well, there were a lot of transfers out for Forest as well.
Yeah,
They-
that's right.
They lost Alanga, which was very important last season.
Yeah, they're lacking depth definitely in the midfield and the defense, and with them playing Europe this season, I don't know. I don't see how they'll do that well in the Prem.
Yeah.
So
We'll move on to the next game, which is Bournemouth v Brighton.
So I watched this game. 2-1 to Bournemouth at the Vitality. I reckon Bournemouth, they're playing really well at the start of the season. They're turning into a new Brighton, to be fair, and genuine European contenders. Do you guys think?
Oh, definitely. Especially with Semenyo on form. They're looking really, really good.
yeah, I think Semenyo, the main man, he's probably been the best player of the season so far, right? And
Yeah.
I think Brighton played well this game. I don't know what else to say.
Oh, that goal from Alex Scott. I don't know if you guys saw it, but outside the box, rocketed past the keeper at the bottom right corner. It was a great goal.
Yeah, and also, I don't think it impacted that much, but Brighton did have 2 early injuries, very early on. Hinchwood came off just the 3rd minute, and De Kuiper
Yeah.
midway through the first half. So definitely Brighton could have played better, but Bournemouth is very on form. I think Semenyo has 5 goal contributions this season now, which is
Yeah, he's
mental
great
after
for
4
FPL
games.
as well.
Yeah.
After a pretty boring game, I reckon we just go straight to Palace versus Sunderland.
Yeah. So both of these teams came into the game with very big injuries, but especially Palace as they lost Ismail Assar and Adam Wharton. But Sunderland's goalkeeper, Robin Roofs, is the hero, as all of Palace's chances were blunted as the game ended 0-0. The game was really scrappy, and there was a lot of loose passes and lost possession. But the biggest moment was probably the new signing, Jeremy Pino, who missed a golden one-on-one chance in the 37th minute. I think he had an XG of like 0.57 or something for that goal. So, yeah, disappointing that he couldn't finish on that. But Sunderland couldn't make any clear chances. They had no shots on target. But, yeah, Sunderland's goalie, Robin Roofs, he was the main man as he saved a Kamada low drive, denied a volley from Mateta from really close range, and he was just unbelievable. So, Michael, what did you think?
I feel like Sunderland definitely came into the game as underdogs. Palace, they were looking good on home turf, and especially Sarr was injured, but they still have the likes of Mateta, and they've got a good midfield of like Hughes, Kamada. So they were definitely. I think Palace were disappointed they didn't get 3 points, but full credit to Sunderland, especially their goalkeeper, for doing the job and getting a point.
Look, I'm really surprised at Sunderland's early form in this season. It's their best start since 1955 and in the top flight. But I do have to say Sunderland with 0 shots on target. It's the first time since 2013. So they got to improve their attack and utilize the ball a bit better in the attacking third.
I agree.
I think we got to talk about how great Palace have been so far. They extend their unbeaten run to 15 in all comps, and they have 10 undefeated in the league, which is the longest since 1990. And I feel like after their double last season with the Community Shield and FA Cup, they just seem so good this season, and they seem like a big threat to European contenders. But with that, let's go on to Everton Villa.
Yeah, so a 0-0 draw at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Again, disappointing from Unai Emery's side. David Moyes and his Everton side played well. I feel like they should have won the game, but Emi Martinez was definitely the standout hero for Villa in saving the 1 point. But although even with Emi Martinez's efforts, I still feel like Villa are very, very poor this season. They're the only team currently sitting in 19th place to have not scored a goal, which is I think is mental with a side that has Ollie Watkins, one of like the best strikers in the Premier League, John McGinn and Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, Morgan Rogers especially. He's been really, really disappointing. And Watkins, there was arguments for him to be better than Isak last season, and now he just doesn't seem like the same player. So I wonder what's happened to him.
But on the flip side, I think Everton they're playing quite well with the start of the season. The introduction of Grealish, I reckon, was really good for the side. He's just improved the team all round. I think who's the coach? David Moyes has just done brilliantly the start of the season, and I'm excited to see how they go next week against Liverpool in the Merseyside derby.
Yeah, I feel like it was definitely a flip from last season. Everton were very poor last season, and Villa were flying high in the Champions League spots for much of the season. But now this season, Villa sitting in relegation with Wolves is I don't know what to say. And I feel like Everton had an XG of 2.08 to Villa's like 0.54, which is mental considering Everton's attack. And so I feel like Jack Grealish, was putting the strings for Everton. They were doing well. They got shots off from Michael Keane, and they got shots off from Beto as well. But I feel like, again, Villa's defense, they're okay. M. Martinez was the star-studded keeper in that back line. But I feel like without Martinez, Everton would definitely won the game by 2-3 goals, I think.
Yeah, I just want to say, Everton are looking really good. And even though the scoreline didn't represent like how good they were in this game, they look forward to Merseyside derby next game week against Liverpool. And it'll be really interesting if they can pull the upset with all the players they've got, especially Grealish.
Yeah, do you guys think Emery's at risk of getting sacked? Because he's 19th place, 2 points after 4 games. With a side as big of caliber as Aston Villa, I think you're expecting better.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said again, with their front line, if they haven't scored a single goal in 5 game weeks, but Burnley have and Sunderland have, I definitely feel like, it's not like Villa had tough opponents. Villa's had many home games against, let's say weak teams, but still they failed to score. So Emery's definitely got to go if they,
I kind of disagree. I think for all that Emery's done for Villa, brought them to Europe in his first season, he was unbelievable. came in like halfway. I don't think he's getting the sack anytime soon. But if Villa don't do well for like the next few weeks, then he's definitely at a threat. But I hope he does stay because Villa do need him. And like when his tactics are right and when his players are like correct, I think we put too much pressure on the manager sometimes. Because I feel like sometimes Watkins and Rodgers they just can't finish, and it's not really Emery's fault.
Yeah, let's give him a few more game weeks, see how he goes, and then we can make a better judgment from there. Fulham versus Leeds, a 1-0 win for Fulham at Craven Cottage. Mm, yeah, the the Cottagers often almost nothing in the first hour, falling to a shot in the 58th minute.
The talking point was, of course, that last minute own goal from the left back for Leeds, Gabriel Goodmanson. Yeah, that was comparable to like Wout Faes against Liverpool, if you guys remember.
I don't.
Oh, well, he scored 2 own goals a couple seasons ago. It was
Oh
pretty terrible.
no, I remember that.
Yeah. I think that own goal was terrible. It was a brilliant header, but unfortunately, it was in his own goal. Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like according to XG, Fulham had 0.7 to Leeds' 0.58. Definitely a very light game for attacking from both sides, and
It was a bit boring at times.
100%, especially in the first half. I feel like late pressure from Fulham gave them their first win of the season, and Leeds dropped to 14 after I think an okay start. Jim, any more thoughts?
I just think Leeds, they did well to get a draw against Newcastle, but it was a bit disappointing seeing them lose this week. But from a relegation side, it's not too bad.
Yeah. They were really unlucky not to get a point because I feel like they deserved it. They held Fulham out really well and they defended pretty well. But yeah, unlucky to not grab the draw.
Newcastle versus Wolves. Walter Mar's first goal in the Newcastle outfit. I think it was a great goal from the Stuttgart player, Michael.
Yeah, I think Newcastle deserved the win, but I feel like Wolves started really strongly. Gomez got a shot on target 14 seconds into the game, and both Gomez and Hwang both had 4 saves from Nick Pope in the opening minute, which is the earliest double shot on target in a Premier League game since 2014. Murphy had a really good game, got the start from Eddie Howe, and eventually got the assist for Nick Voltemada.
Do you guys think that Mosquera's foul on Barnes was a red card or no?
Jake, thoughts?
Whose foul?
Mosquera's foul on Barnes.
I didn't see the game, so I can't say much, but I think that it was probably a close one, and I don't know. I think it could have been a red card, but VAR did check it, and I think VAR gets too much stick nowadays because they have all the technology and stuff, and unless like the refs make an actual dumb decision, maybe like Chelsea Fulham a few weeks ago, then they're not at fault for anything. So yeah,
this will be ironic in a few games' time, but yeah, I sort of agree with you. VAR is getting a bit too much hate, but it just gets overshadowed by some really shocking decisions. Like, for example, Luis Diaz's disallowed goal a few seasons ago. And yeah.
Yeah, so I think Wolves remain pointless again on 0 points after 4 games as their worst ever Premier League start. I feel like they play Leeds next week, so momentum's got to switch, if Wolves want to stay up this season. Jake, do you back that statement?
Wait, can you say it again?
So I feel like Wolves, they play Leeds next week, and they've had a really bad start. I feel like Wolves need to turn the tide against Leeds, because if they can't do it against Leeds, I don't think they can do it against many other teams.
Yeah, I agree slightly, but I think Leeds aren't like a nobody. Even though they just come up, they held Fulham out really well last game. But yeah, Wolves really need to get the win if they want to stay. And who's their manager right now? Wolves.
Pereira.
Yeah. He's got to get a few wins on the board if he wants to stay. And Newcastle face Barca in the Champions League on Thursday. Massive match for them.
Interesting match. We'll predict that soon.
Yeah, let's see if they can recreate what they did last season against some of the powerhouses from Europe.
Yeah, I was also really impressed with Trippier after having a really bad season last season. I feel like he played surprisingly well. Man in the match.
He wasn't too bad last season. He just wasn't like his old self.
Yeah. Just isn't showing what he's capable of and what he showed a few seasons ago. But yeah, I just thought it was worth mentioning, worth a bit of credit for Trippier, who almost carried that back line today. West Ham vs Spurs. I think Xavi Simons' debut was pretty good, and is a very commanding win from Tottenham.
Yeah. Spurs played really well against West Ham, and West Ham had 10 men for a lot of the game, which is unfortunate. But yeah, Spurs were clinical with their chances. They had an XG of 1.22, which isn't too great, but it shows that they finished all their chances. And Spurs now move up to second on the table, which is really impressive, while West Ham on the other side slumped to 18th, which means they are still winless after 4 games, and it's quite disappointing for them.
Could I just add, Thomas Socek got sent off in the 54th minute for a studs up challenge on Paulinho. That was a straight red, and I think we all agree with that challenge.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like Spurs, they've developed their backline under Thomas Frank really well. So Van der Ven got a goal, Bergvall got a goal. It just shows that the Tottenham backline know how to move up, know how to interact with the midfield, know how to get into position at the right time to finish from corners. So I feel like, again, West Ham disappointing, but Tottenham were definitely the better side.
Look, Daniel Levy getting sacked, bit of a surprise for me. I think he was a pretty good what was he, chairman? Because
Most people would disagree with that. But
yeah, but I think he's getting a bit too much hate. He spent money on like players,
yeah, he did
maybe
grow the
not-
club a lot.
maybe not enough, but he made the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. He made all the skywalks, all the interesting and cool features that Tottenham has today, which I don't think anyone else would have the initiative to make. So I just think
Yeah, fair
he
enough.
gained a bit of false stick, but start of a new era, the Thomas Frank era, the new chairman. But I think it's really exciting.
I think Spurs have a great chance in the Champions League this season. Like, all their attacking depth, especially now they've signed Colin Wani, who's probably a starting striker for a lot of teams, but now he's like third choice striker for Spurs, which is crazy. But they've got a bunch of depth in defense. New Doggy and Spence can rotate. Like, they've got Richarlison, Solanke, Tell, and Colin Wani. They have 4 strikers. That's actually unbelievable. Yeah, but they have a few injuries, which is a bit annoying for them, like Madison and Kulusevski. But I think let's go on to the next game, who was Brentford versus Chelsea.
Wait. I think we have to talk about that Romero disallowed goal.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think that should be disallowed. If that goal's disallowed, I mean, they got to disallow every goal at this point.
Yeah, I'd agree. I feel like it's one of the worst VAR decisions that have been made this season. I
Mm.
feel like Romero definitely deserved the goal. Spurs didn't really care about that goal in the end. They still won 3-0. But just to show that like VAR sometimes can be very controversial.
Yeah, fair enough. And also, like, quickly, I thought Kudus getting a lot of hate from the West Ham fans. They were booing him the whole game. But, like, I think West Ham and Spurs are rivals, but they aren't direct, like, competitors to anything. And I think it's quite unfair that he got all that stick when he's going to a European, like, Champions League club compared to a relegation fodder club in West Ham.
That's a bit harsh. But
Yeah, but like Kudus did the right thing with moving in his career. He's still like a young lad, 25, 26, I think.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, and he's got a long time in his career. Spurs is definitely a good fit for him. But I think we should go into the next game.
Yeah.
A draw at the G-Tech Community Stadium?
Yeah, it was a crazy match. Fabio Carvalho, 93rd minute, scoring that goal at the end. Chelsea unlucky not to get the win. Cole Palmer scoring
back from injury.
yeah. Like really soon after he got subbed. And that Henderson ball, that assist was so good.
Yeah. Again, Caicedo had a really, really good shot for Chelsea, getting in the head in the 85th minute. But unlucky for Chelsea that they didn't get 3 points in the end. It was Chelsea had 67% possession, but Brentford edged XG 1.41 to 1.13. Okay, so Brentford had the higher XG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chelsea, I haven't been too impressed after the Club World Cup. They showed like lots of promise, but I feel like that hasn't paralleled into the season so far. I do feel like they will improve over time, but drawing to Brentford, I don't think they should be doing that.
Yeah, Brentford have been excelling like what they were expected a little bit with like Mbomo leaving and stuff. And where are they in the table? They're like mid-ladder, which is okay.
Yeah,
but
and
they faced like hard competition so far. They played a 5-back, which is a bit like, yeah, but they still got the draw. And who do Chelsea versus next? I think they're playing. Wait,
Oh,
no.
sorry.
Do they have Champions League?
Yeah, I think they've
Bayern
got.
Munich,
Yeah,
yeah.
they've got
That's
Bayern.
easy.
That's a massive game. We'll get onto our predictions later, but just quickly, like Who do you think has a better chance in that game? Bayern, Chelsea?
Mine.
I'd still say Bayern. I know Chelsea are Club World Cup champions, but no, I feel like Bayern's just. I think Bayern's just a tiny bit more consistent with their squad than Chelsea.
Yeah, alright. Now we'll get our Liverpool supporter to go into Burnley Liverpool, shocking from Liverpool, and Salah manages to snatch it back again at the last minute, doing nothing, ghosting. But yeah, what do you think, Jim?
I wouldn't say shocking from Liverpool. I'd just say really good from Burnley. I feel like they should walk away from this game with their heads held high. Had a result until the 90 something minute, until Salah got that sneaky goal. Feel bad for Hannibal getting a handball. Kind of ironic. But 26 shots from Liverpool compared to, I think, 1 or 2, and double-digit amount of corners. I just think Liverpool, they didn't do too good against the low block of Burnley, playing a 5-4-1.
Yeah, I just want to add on to that point. I think Burnley did really well to hold Premier League champions Liverpool all the way to stoppage time. Just an unlucky handball led to a penalty.
From
So
Hannibal.
yeah, it definitely could have ended as a draw.
Yeah, Burnley playing a 5-4-1, extremely defensive, reflecting like the Dyche errors. But I think their defense was strong. They did keep Liverpool out, which is what they wanted. Dubravka was great in this game. But Liverpool, their attackers were like they played all right. But I'm a bit disappointed with Salah this season. Like I must say.
Yeah, he's not carrying on that form he had from last season. It's just been really I wouldn't say lucky, but clutch goal contributions in
Yeah,
like the 90th minute every single game.
Yeah.
I think that GW4 red card is quite dubious. The second, I don't know if that was yellow. It was a foul, but I don't know if it deemed yellow. But I think Burnley did well with 10 men with about 20 minutes to go to keep that 0-0 until the unfortunate handball in the box.
yeah. Should we go on to the big talking point of the weekend? The Manchester derby. So
Yeah, very happy with the result. 3-0, clean sheet for City, and scored 3 past United. I feel like United overall, the backline was very poor. Jeremy Doku, I think, could contend for man of the match. He was weaving through the defence like it was nothing. And he got 2 assists for both of Haaland's goals. And Foden back on winning ways, scoring a goal in the 18th minute against past Bayern Dia. And I think Foden is one of the players who've scored the most goals in a Manchester derby, behind I think 2 other people. So,
Foden.
yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think he scored like something like 6 goals against United. Okay, let's continue. He's 25 years old. He scored 6 against United, and yeah, City were really good in this game. Or it was more like United were bad in it. I think their midfield was okay. They started Ugarte, but still, Mainu is not getting too much game time. I thought he was really good when he came on, but United need Mainu to start. But what do you think, Jim?
Look, the game was over before it even started. Haaland versus Bayern. What is going on there? Haaland, after scoring 5 goals for Norway, and then Bayern, a second choice behind Onana. So obviously he's not very good. I don't know why he didn't. Amarin didn't play Lemens, but yeah, I just thought United, same old United, really bad. Sesko shocking, Ahmad shocking, Mbuma shocking, everyone shocking except for the mid.
Yeah, big misses from Mbeumo and Dorgu, who had late chances but skied both of them. Typical
Yeah.
Man United fashion. Might I add just one more thing? Man City actually had lower possession than Man United for the game, 45% to 55%. And City played in a different formation than normal. Guardiola set up a 4-1-4-1, so he put Rodri as the holding, and pushed Reinders along with Silva, Foden, and Doku. So I feel like it's turned the tide for City's, their normal strategy of controlling possession, passing around the box, and finding opportunities. It might have just been a one-off, but I feel like after a loss to Brighton last week, I feel like it's a really good step for Guardiola to get his side back to winning ways in a very crucial match. So yeah, Jake, final thoughts?
I feel like United should have scored one. They scored a lot of chances, but I want to talk really quickly on Donnarumma. Did you guys see the press conference in like midweek where Pep said he's so big and huge, and he gave that wink? Yeah, I don't know what was going on with Pep. Pep's been a bit strange recently. But I think Donnarumma was pretty good in this game. We saw his distribution, we saw his shot stopping and stuff. But there's still more to come for him in the Prem, so he can definitely still improve. But I think is that all?
I just want to ask if do you guys think that Man City still have that fear factor around them? Do they still have that like intimidation when you see them on the team sheet on the match sheet? Do you really think, oh my god, that's City? This is gonna be a hard
We
game.
talked about this last week. I feel like they've lost it a little bit.
They've lost a little bit. They haven't lost entirely. They are still a good team.
Yeah, but they're
definitely compared to the
They're
highs of 22.
and they're
23.
definitely a bit more inconsistent.
Oh yes, 100%. Yep.
Like we don't know what we see out of Haaland, especially some games. Some games he scores a hat trick. Some games he touches the ball twice. But yeah, I think City need to find consistency under. Wait, is it Pep's last season? I thought I saw some.
Currently under his contract, I think. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it might be rumors. But I think Pep could leave City, so
Yeah.
I wonder where that leaves them. But where have City gone next in the Champions League? Where are they going to? I think no. Wait, it's Napoli.
It should be. I'm pretty sure I saw something about Kempton
Yeah,
Bonner. Yeah,
yeah,
It's
Napoli.
Napoli at home.
Yeah, that's a big game. But for United, obviously, no European football for them. Oh wait. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Against Chelsea.
Chelsea in the league next week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anything else to say on the Prem, guys?
No,
I think that wraps it up.
Pretty boring
nicely.
game week this week, to be honest.
Yeah, so I think we just go straight into the trivia. We're gonna have a quick break, but we'll be back right now. All right, let's start with the trivia. It'll be 11 questions, first to 6.
All right, I'm excited, Michael. You excited to lose again?
Happy for the first part, not so much for the second, but yeah, we'll go.
All right, let's
This
see
is
what
all based on game week 4. So, question number 1: when was the last time Spurs beat West Ham away? 2008, 2009.
Can I just put a guess? It was 2009.
Yes.
I think.
Oh my
No, because I was
goodness.
seeing like a stat online on the Premier League app.
All right, Michael, 1-0.
All right.
Before Jake even had a chance to contest. Number 2: which Dutch international made their debut?
Xavi Simons.
Yes.
Oh, shocks.
Jake, you got to lock in.
Yeah,
alright?
this guy's too
Okay.
quick.
Number 3:
Wait, sorry, interrupting. Is there multiple choice or is it just answer?
just answer unless I start listing them out. I think the only other multiple choice is 1.
Okay, let's go.
Who scored Brentford's equaliser?
Fabio Carvalho.
Yes.
What the?
Jake, he's running away with it. He's already at 3, halfway to what he needs.
Do you believe in miracles? I will bring this back. All right, let's continue. Question 4.
I actually hope you do.
That was
Okay.
a bit cringe.
Yeah, it was very cringe. Which club coming into this game week had a 100% record?
Liverpool.
Yes.
Yes.
And they carried on that record with a late goal.
Lucky goal.
Wouldn't say lucky. Which European contesting team sits near the bottom of the table with 2 points from 4 games?
Aston Villa.
Yes.
Hmm.
Jake, it's 4-1 after 5 questions, but I reckon this is an opportunity for you to get it. Which player scored a brace?
Zubamendi.
Yes. Jake, you've got to be on your toes. You've got to
Yeah.
anticipate the question, all right?
What's that? 5-1.
Yeah,
still win?
5-1. You can win if you win if you guess every single other question.
Oh no.
How many City players came into the Manchester derby with an injury?
5.
9, 10, 11, or 12?
Wait, John Stones counts, right? 11.
Yes.
Jeez.
Michael, he's already taken the win, but we'll just keep going for
I
fun.
didn't realize that was going to be multiple choice.
Let's see if Jake can close the gap and not lose by too much and be less embarrassed. Which team remains undefeated in 8th place after a 0-0 draw this
Palace?
week? Yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Jake. 2nd point on the board.
Mark just tried to touch me, guys.
Which player assisted Matoma with a wonderful cross from outside the box against Bournemouth?
The Quopa.
Minte?
Yes,
The
Minte.
Quope was injured.
Oh.
He wasn't.
All right, number 10. We have 2 questions left. Who received the red card against Tottenham over the weekend?
So check.
So,
Yes, Michael. Jake, you're gonna lose by
mate, these
about
questions
6.
are too easy.
Is there a forfeit? Surely there's a forfeit.
No,
right?
no.
No forfeit.
forfeit.
Because I feel bad for Jake. Which team, following their game, has now scored a goal in 38 successive games or a whole Premier League campaign?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Which team, following their game, has now scored a goal in 38 successive...
Liverpool, right?
Yes, Liverpool. So Jake got 3. Michael got 8, if my maths is correct.
I like to give some to the poor sometimes. I'll be back.
A 5-0 win, a 5-point deficit for Jake. So yeah, pretty embarrassing. Pretty embarrassing, Jake. You gotta lock in for the next minigame, alright?
Yeah, I saw a comment saying the forfeit for the next trivia should be doing the cat's eye dance. I'm just making stuff up.
We'll upload a short of Jake doing
No.
that later.
I was joking.
So I think we just get into the UCL predictions right now.
Alright, let's get straight
So
into
the first batch of this game week is on Tuesday night for those in England, Wednesday morning for those in Australia. The first game is PSV versus Union SG. I think that stands for like St. Jalous or something. But yeah, I'm not going to say nobodies, but 2 nobodies.
Yeah, I might just give the win to PSV because I don't know who the hell what's the team
St.
name
Jalous,
called?
right?
Union Saint-Gilloise.
Yeah, I think Liverpool played them in the Europa League 2 seasons ago. They were pretty bad. Don't know how they're in the Champions League.
I'll say like PSV probably like 3-0. I think they've got reject Barca player Dest, and they also have Perisic now, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, so I think we lean towards PSV. I'm gonna say a 2-0 win for PSV.
Alright, let's go on.
Okay, a big club here, Athletic Club versus Arsenal.
Bilbao against Arsenal. I think it might be a closer match than some people think. I feel like Arsenal will get the points though, but Bilbao are definitely a very strong team.
I think it'll be a close one. Nico Williams giving a chance to shine.
But Arsenal do have a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
So Saliba's injured, I think. Havertz is injured. Odegaard came off last game. Saka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jesus
loads of
is
injuries.
yeah.
I think they might take it as a chance to rotate a few players as well.
Also, Nico Williams is injured, so Athletic.
Yeah, that's my fault. So
definitely
they're losing a
weaker
bit of
than normal.
firepower up top.
Yeah.
So yeah, I reckon we go with the Arsenal win.
Yeah.
Score predictions.
I'll say Arsenal 1-0.
I say Arsenal 2-1.
Yeah, I was also gonna say 2-1. I reckon Athletic Club sneak one in.
Bilbao will get a goal, I think. Yeah.
Is it Bilbao?
Yeah, Athletic Bilbao. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Real Madrid versus Marseille. Jake, will hand this over to you as the team Real Madrid fan.
Yeah, we're getting the win. We look so strong right now in the league, especially. We're definitely winning this game. I think it will be by a lot, even with all the injuries. Rudiger, Camavinga, Endrick, Bellingham. I'm gonna say 4-0 to Real Madrid.
Okay, 4-0 against Marseille. I think you got to be a little bit more modest than that. I reckon it won't be close, but it will be a hard fought 2-0.
Yeah, I feel like Real Madrid will get the job done. I'm not sure about the clean sheet, maybe, but I feel like Greenwood from Marseille.
Is that Mason Greenwood?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like he's definitely a threat on the Marseille side. But my prediction 3-1 Real Madrid.
Okay, so we're going with the win for Real Madrid. And then we've got Benfica versus Karabag from who knows where. I reckon it's pretty easy, this one. Benfica?
I'd say Benfica with the squad they have.
Yeah, not much to talk about that.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be pretty easy win for Benfica. One of the closer games this game week, Juventus versus Dortmund. This will be a close one, but I reckon this might go to Juventus, to be fair.
This is a nice matchup. I think Dortmund have a lot of injuries right now. They have Schlotterbeck, Soule, their centre back pairing. They're definitely going to leak goals because they don't have centre backs, which is an issue. But I don't think they'll lose by that much.
I reckon it will be a close one, like 2-1.
I'll go Juve 3-2.
Yeah.
Oh, you think Juve's gonna win?
Yeah, I think Yildiz.
I'm gonna back Dortmund. With Guirassy, Adeyemi, I feel like Dortmund got something in them. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw. I'm just gonna say 2-1 Dortmund.
Look, hot take. I think Adeyemi is overrated.
Guirassy's definitely not, but yeah,
his name
maybe.
has been here for his name's been around for ages, and I just haven't seen much of him.
You realise he's still 23?
Yeah, he's been around for 5-6 years.
He's been okay, yeah, but in his last 4 Dortmund seasons, 12 goals, 7 assists, 5 goals, 2 assists, and 9 goals, 5 assists. Not a bad return for that young of a kid.
It's alright, yeah. For Dortmund as well.
Yeah, but we'll see if he can do anything in the UCL this season. What's the next match, Jim?
Tottenham versus Villarreal, the last one of that day. The Tottenham, I reckon they will scrape the win, but this is closer than it might sound.
With all of Spurs' injuries, they've got a lot of attacking depth, so I don't even think it'll affect them that much. I think Villarreal have Pepe Mikadatsi, who he used to play for.
Oh, Georgios Mikaladze, the Georgian striker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
he's class.
yeah, and they also have Thomas Partey and Parejo in the midfield. I'm gonna go with the surprising draw here. I'm gonna say 1-1.
I still think with Tottenham's squad depth, I know they have injuries, but just rotation, I feel like Spurs get the job done 2-1. Jim?
Yeah, maybe a bit of English bias here, but yeah, I reckon 2-1 to Tottenham. It sounds like a fair result. Okay, now it's for the Wednesday night matches in England, Thursday morning for Aussies over here. Olympiacos versus Dark Horse Paphos.
I know a lot about Paphos. No, Olympiacos get the job done, I think.
Yeah,
Paphos, a team from Cyprus, so it'll be
Cyprus.
Greece versus Cyprus. I do think Olympiacos, with the squad they have, will get the job done.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say 1-0 because I know nothing about both the teams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the same. 2-0 to Olympiacos.
I'm gonna go 3-0 to Olympiacos.
Alright, let's go next game.
Another small game: Slavia Praha versus Bodo Glimt.
Bodo,
Bodo Glimt.
the team from Norway,
Yeah.
who played Europa League semi-final last season, or was a Conference League? I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and Slava Praha. So is that Czech? Is that Czechia?
Somewhere.
I think it's Prague. It's a Prague team. Again, I don't know anything about both those teams. I'm sorry, but I think Bodo Glimt get the job done 2-1.
Yeah, they're from Czech Republic.
Yeah, I don't know anything as well. 0-0.
I reckon I've seen Slavia Praha. Because they played Liverpool in the Europa League a few seasons ago. They were shocking. So I'm gonna go with Bodo Glimt for the win, 1-0. An interesting game this one: Paris versus Atlanta, the Europa League winners 2 seasons ago versus the Champions League winner last season. I reckon even though Atlanta is really, really good, Paris, I reckon just take it away.
Yeah, again, I think PSG are too dominant for an Atlanta side. Atlanta have been doing well, but I feel like PSG, with their squad depth, Kvaratskhelia, Doué, they've got a lot of really star-studded players. So I feel like PSG win 3-1.
Yeah, PSG win. I'll say not as commanding. 2-0.
I reckon 2-1. Probably one of the biggest talking points this week. Bayern Munich versus Chelsea. As we've said before, I think Bayern Munich takes this out. Chelsea haven't looked their greatest so far, but I reckon they could have a chance at this game. Underdogs for sure.
Bayern have looked good in the Bundesliga. 5-0 or 6-0 this season. They've had 2-3-2 wins, which have been close, but Bayern definitely win at home with all their talent, especially Diaz. Let's say 2-0 to Bayern.
I think maybe 3-0 to Bayern. I think Diaz, Harry Kane, Elise.
Yeah, Michael Elise.
Yeah, I just think there'll be way too much for the Chelsea shaky defense right now.
Yeah, again, with Cole out for injury, I do feel like Chelsea are definitely worse in defence. But I feel like I don't think Bayern gets a clean sheet. I feel like Chelsea does slot away one with the squad they have. I feel like I know it's inconsistent, but I'll back the Bayern win. But I feel like Bayern win 3-1, not 3-0.
Okay, so the next game, the best club in the world, Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid. Look, as a Liverpool fan, this is really easy. Liverpool 10-0 against Atletico. No, I'm kidding. I think it'll be close, but we saw it last season, Liverpool versus the Madrid teams. Come on, Liverpool. Let's go with a 3-0 win.
Again, both two strong teams. Sorry for that. Liverpool, I feel like, yeah, again, way too dominant for Atleti. So Liverpool, 2-0. Jake?
3-0.
Liverpool's going to drop points in this. I think Atleti
No.
have... Mate, Atleti have Griezmann. They have... Alvarez. I reckon they're going to I reckon we'll get a 2-2 draw out of this game. A really good game.
What is Alvarez doing against Virgil van Dijk?
Alvarez has been great.
Let's be honest.
I don't like Atleti, but Alvarez is always amongst the goals and assists. And last season he got like 29 and 7. Searching it up here,
29 goals.
29 goals is
That's kind of impressive, but
yeah.
I reckon you can't go past a Liverpool win.
I'm going 2-2 draw.
In an unbiased manner, you can't go past a 3-0.
What's the last game? Jim?
Ajax versus Inter, another top-notch game. Inter, I reckon they take this one.
Yeah, I do like Inter. They have a front three of Wakehorse, Berkeley, and Gotts, and even though like Inter are such a strong powerhouse, I'm going to go with the underdogs. I'm going to go 1-0 to Ajax.
See, with Inter, I can't look past their front line of Martinez and Thuram. They got Çalhanoğlu, they got Barella, they got Dumfries, they got flying fullbacks. So I feel like Inter get the job done, 100%, 2-0.
Fair enough, but they haven't had the strongest start of seasons. They've leaked a lot of goals, so anything could happen in this game.
All right, to the last third of the games played on Thursday night, Friday morning. Club Brugge versus Monaco. I reckon Monaco. I haven't really watched any of these two teams this year. But Monaco sounds like a bigger club, so I'm gonna go with the bigger club.
Yeah, I don't know anyone from Club Brugge right now, but I do know that Monaco have a couple decent players: Florian Balogun, Zakaria, Vanderson. They have Minamino as well. I'm gonna go with a 1-1 game. This is a boring game.
Just so I don't want to be biased to either team because I haven't watched much of either Club Brugge or Monaco. I'm gonna say 0-0.
All
right, leaning into the next game, Copenhagen versus Leverkusen. What do you guys think of this game?
Definitely a strong Leverkusen win here. I'm gonna say 3-0 Leverkusen. They have, even with all their losses, they're still such a great team. So,
I mean, I kind of back Copenhagen with this one. Dark horse for me of this UCL this year. They've been performing not too bad in their league in Denmark, dominating. I just think this might be an opportunity to go with an underdog win.
I'm gonna back that. With Leverkusen, where all their losses a lot to Liverpool, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with Jim. I feel like Copenhagen win 1-0.
All right, surprise fixture of the week, and then we go to the reunion of Kevin De Bruyne at the Etihad, Man City versus Napoli.
3-1. I'm not going to say anything. 3-1.
to Napoli, yeah.
Yeah, to Napoli. Yeah, okay, Michael said it.
I'm going with a Napoli win here. I think Napoli have an insane midfield. They've got De Bruyne, they have McTominay, they have Anguissa, and they have Rasmus Højlund up top, who's going to bag
a player. What a player. Look, I don't feel like we can look past City in a real sense. The Pep dynasty does seem to be falling apart, but I do think they do take over Napoli's side, which is in good form, by the way.
Okay, if the Napoli squad is without Højlund, they put up a fight. With Højlund, 100%. Napoli, no chance against City.
That's kind of mean, but okay, we'll go to the next one, which is Frankfurt versus Galatasaray. Frankfurt losing quite a few players this window, and Galatasaray, just being Galatasaray.
This is a pretty even matchup, to be fair. I'm not sure who Galatasaray have, but I do know they have Osimhen. So I'm going to go with the Galatasaray 1-0 win, but it's definitely going to be close.
Yeah, I might ditto you with that and go with the 1-0 win.
All right, Mickey?
I think Galatasaray get the job done.
Yeah.
2-0.
All right, so the last two games, we have Sporting versus Kairat Almaty. I have no clue who they are. I'm just going to go with the Sporting 4-0 win. What do you guys think quickly?
Sporting 5-1.
Nil or draw. Sporting.
Okay, this guy's boring. Let's go into the last game. Newcastle Barca, probably one of the biggest this season. So, who do you have, Michael?
It'll be close. I feel like Barca get the job done, but only just. I feel like it'll be a really close game in terms of possession and shots. Newcastle with their strong side, but I think Barcelona is just too good.
To be fair, Barca have been on good form in the Liga, like 6-0 win. So I think they'll get the win. But
yeah, I think Barca take this pretty easily.
2-0.
2-0. Yeah, I think that wraps up the episode this week. Anything to say from you two?
What do you have to say?
I don't think so. I don't know much. You?
I'll give a shout out to someone who's been listening to the pod for a lot. Shout out to Sam. Yep, he's been a massive supporter since day one. So yeah,
And also shout out to anybody who's actually listening to this because this is 44 minutes in.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Type something in the comments if you're still listening, because
I think that wraps it up.
yeah.
Up the third half.
Up the third half pod.
Up the